Hey guys, it's Leon here and I hope you're all doing really well. Okay, so welcome to this video today where I'll be sharing with you a couple of fun team games that you can use to just make your group classes more enjoyable. These games are best used around your main component. So let's say the main part of your class, maybe the next time you take a class is, let's say, 30-minute AMRAP. You just fit these team games around the main component, and that's how they work, okay? Now, you may have seen in my emails this week that this week is the launch of Epic Bootcamp Games Volume Number 1. And what I've done is, for the start of 2026, I've created 26 brand new team games that are fun, but they're also challenging so that they can fit into your class properly. A lot of the times I see trainers playing silly kids games where it goes on for 5 to 10 minutes, clients are stood around doing nothing. That's valuable time that you could be doing something fun that actually has a purpose that drives results forward, because all them 10 minutes of standing around playing silly games, them 10 minutes over the months and over the years, obviously they add up. So it's better to do something that's going to be result focused rather than just playing silly kids games and, you know, your fitter clients getting a little bit annoyed because they would probably rather be doing something that actually gives them a better workout, okay? So that's what Epic Team Bootcamp Games is all about. It's all about using fun activities with your group so that you can make your classes more enjoyable, because what you'll find is the more enjoyable you can make your classes, the longer your clients are going to stay, and it's as simple as that. It's kind of when you take your eye off the ball and you're repeating the same drills all the time, you're not giving your clients new stuff to kind of keep them entertained. That's when they can lose interest, and that's when ultimately they can just decide, well, you know what, the classes are not all that exciting, and you may lose clients to competitors who maybe are introducing fun elements into their classes, okay? So it's really important going into 2026 with a set of brand new drills, brand new games that your competitors won't be using. And again, it's all about client retention. And I always say it's a little bit like Netflix. If suddenly tomorrow Netflix just stopped putting on new series and new movies, everybody would just cancel. The reason why we don't cancel our Netflix subscription is because they're updating it with new stuff all the time. And you should be doing that in your group classes. You should be sitting down at least once a week and coming up with new fun and entertaining ideas for your clients. But obviously, you know, you're running your boot camps, you're running your group training business, you haven't got time for that, okay? Now, I ran a boot camp in the UK for 5 years. I did corporate team training, I did personal training, I did indoor classes, I did absolutely everything. And what I do now is instead of taking classes now, I do have an online business where I train people online as well, but I don't do the physical stuff anymore. But what I do is I still create. I'm really good at creating workouts for group trainers, and I always have done in the boot camps that I've run back in the UK, and that kind of never stopped. So as part of my creative process, I love to come up with new ideas for group trainers. You haven't got the time to do it because you're running these classes, but I have, and that's why I create the workouts for you, okay? So that's what Bootcamp Games is all about. Just me creating a set of brand new drills for your business so that you can take better classes, okay? So what we're going to do in this video then is I'm going to share a couple of games with you. Now, these games are not in the manual, okay? I don't want to give you games that are out of the manual, because then let's say I give you 2 games, you're only really buying 23 games instead of 25, okay? So what I'll do then is I'll share these 2 games with you, and then I'll add these into the manual. Okay, I'll update the manual so that you've got more. So you've got these 2 and 25, okay? Just bear in mind, these 25 games, they're all uniquely different with their own little fun twist, okay? So the first game that I want to share with you is one that was really popular with my class when I used to take bootcamp classes, and it really gets everyone excited. It gets everyone going, and it makes people work really hard, okay? So this workout then is called, or should I say this epic bootcamp game is called Snail Race, and the way it works is very simple. And another thing I should say about this set of games that I've created, they're extremely easy to explain. Okay, so this is going to be a lower body workout. Now it can either be lower body, it can be core, upper body, cardio, or a full body workout, but I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, we've got 7 exercises written on the whiteboard. We're going to go for 30 minutes on this one. It can be shorter, but we'll explain that again. And this is an AMRAP inspired workout. All you're going to do then is you're just going to split the group into 2 evenly matched teams. Okay, so we've got team 1 on the left here, and we've got team 2 on the right side here. Okay, now all that's going to happen is players are going to complete 12 reps of each exercise on the board, okay, for as many rounds as they can excuse me, in 30 minutes. Okay, what's going to happen then is each time a player completes 12 reps of each exercise, which is 1 round, all they're going to simply do is they're going to move the team marker, okay, from the rear to the front, and everybody does that. So this player, after he's completed a round, this player after he's completed a round, all players, okay, as soon as all players have completed a round, they each move the rear marker forward. Okay, you're going to give teams 30 minutes to complete as many rounds as they can, and as we've said, after each round they just move the rear marker to the front. Now what you're going to see is, as the game plays out, is these markers here, these are our team snails. That's why it's called snail race, and the snails are going to gradually throughout the game move forward and forward and forward. Okay, when the time is up, the team that have advanced the snail the furthest forward is going to be the winning team, and you can choose a forfeit for the losing team. Now what I really like about this game is that what you'll find is that as the snails advance forward, usually what happens is they're usually right to the very end, they're usually neck and neck, so they're moving up. Teams can see the snails moving up. They're working really hard to get their snail a little bit further forward, and it just creates excitement. It's a very dynamic activity. It's very motivating watching that snail move forward. Team 1 are in the lead, team 2 are in the lead, then team 1 are back in the lead, and everyone's looking at the cones and everyone's trying to work as hard as they can to get that snail forward. It's just a really exciting workout. Now you don't have to, if you don't have a whiteboard. I never had a whiteboard in my outdoor boot camp and my indoors. So what I would do, if you don't have a whiteboard, is you can just have your 7 exercises laminated on a little plastic card, and I just get a little tent peg and I'll just peg it for team 1 into the ground, and I'll peg it for team 2 into the ground. Now obviously if you're indoors, you can just, there's no wind, so you can just kind of place it next to the teams. Okay, and that's it. It's really straightforward. Now if you have odd numbered teams, okay, so let's say that team 1 on the left hand side here has 5 members and team 2 here only has 4 members. Now when team 1 are advancing the snail forward, they're going to have a big advantage because they're going to have 1 extra player moving that snail forwards. If that's the case, what we'll do is we'll choose 1 player in the team with 1 less player. So this team's got 5, this team's got 4, so we'll nominate this player. Every time this player completes a round, that player will move the snail forwards 2 times instead of once, and that makes up for the extra player. Okay, now as we've said with this Epic Bootcamp games, all of the games that I create, they're template based, meaning that you can use the exercises that fit well with your group. So if you're training seniors, or you're training people that have to have the exercises massively adapted, that's absolutely fine because you can use your own exercises. So let's say you're doing a lower body workout on a Monday. So when I ran my boot camp, I did lower body Monday, core Tuesday, upper body Thursday, and then we did a full body workout on a Saturday morning. So we had evening classes during the week, Saturday morning. So what I would do then is I would use snail race, for example, let's say on a Monday, and we would use this game to warm up. And because the main segment of my class was lower body, what I did is I used lower body exercises for this game to warm up for the main segment of the class, right? So let's say you're doing core, These can be core exercises because the main segment of your class for any particular day might be core. Thursday, if you're doing upper body like I did, there might be upper body exercises, okay, to warm you up. On a Saturday morning with a full body workout, you can have a mixture of full body exercises, or should I say you can have a mixture of lower core, upper, and some bigger compound movements, okay? I've also done this as well with cardio exercises, and we've just had a bit of a cardio-based workout using cardio-based exercises, okay? Now, if you're indoors, okay, and you don't have a massive amount of space, what you can do instead, okay, is obviously once let's say you have a 10 meter distance, okay, so you're indoors, you've got around 10 meters to play with. You can, once the markers or cones, whatever you're using, have advanced all the way to the wall or as far as they can go, then they simply just come back again, okay, and then they go out and they come back. And then it'll be up to you as the trainer just to measure the distance. So if this team have gone there and back 3 times, and this team have only gone out and back 2.5 times, then obviously this team will be the winner. But like I've said, with this game, it's usually, because both teams are putting in the effort, it's usually always kind of neck and neck. You might get one team that wins by maybe 3 or 4 markers forward, okay? So there we go. Right, that's it, okay? Go and play this with your group. It's a fantastic challenge, and you're going to see the competition come out of people, okay? Okay, so on to the next one, okay? On to the next one. Right, so this is, believe it or not, it's the same type of concept as snail race, okay? But we're not using these markers here, okay? So let me explain this. And this is another fantastic one as well that I think your clients are going to love. Okay, so this one is also AMRAP inspired. This one's called Gridlock. And all you're going to do, it's very, very straightforward, is you're going to draw this grid, okay? So it's only 10 lines across, 10 lines down. You're going to draw that grid on the left-hand side of your whiteboard, and you're going to draw, and then you're going to put team 1, and then you're going to draw it on the right-hand side, or you might draw the grid at the top and 1 at the bottom, all right? So you've got a grid for team 1 and a grid for team number 2, okay? Again, if you don't have a whiteboard, you can just copy this grid, put it onto a A4 piece of paper, laminate it, and each team can have a copy of it, and that they can do it that way. And it works the same way, okay? So we've got 7 exercises on the whiteboard, and we've got 2 teams. All that's going to happen is players are going to complete 12 reps of each exercise for as many rounds as they can in 30 minutes, okay? After they've completed a round, okay, so after each player has completed a round, they just simply run over to the board and they tick. They start with the top left box here, okay, and they just tick off the box, okay, and they just keep doing that. Every time they complete a round, they can just tick off another box, and each individual player is doing that, okay? When the time is up, you look at the whiteboard, you count all the ticks for team number 1, you count all the ticks for team number 2, and the team that have got the most ticks is the winning team. And it's really as simple as that. Now, I know these games seem super simple, and it's because they are. They're fun. It's basically, how do I like to say it? It's a challenging workout cleverly disguised as fun, okay? And you're going to see, again, the competition come out of people when they see that the other team are kind of in front on the ticks, and they're just going to come back, work as hard as they can. Now, another way that you can play this, and this is another way that I've played it, is if you have, let's say you have more than around 10 per team, okay? So let's say you've got around 10 in this team and around 10 in that team. You can play, okay? You can play until one team has filled up all the ticks, okay? So players complete 12 reps of each exercise for as many rounds as they can in an unlimited amount of time, okay? Because it's probably not going to take over 30-40 minutes to do this, okay? If you have around 10 per team. So we've got 100 squares, so that would be, what would that be? So that would be like 10 rounds per player. So I said that would be achievable, okay? And then all that would happen is teams would play until they've put a tick in all 100 boxes, which works out at around 10 rounds each. Now, what I really like about that concept is that it's not going to be 10 rounds each, because a beginner is going to complete fewer rounds and an intermediate is going to complete a few more rounds, and it's the advanced participants. That's why you have two teams of equal ability around that. So what I do, I get the group together and I'd say, hey John, you're super fit, team 1. Caroline, you're super fit, team 2. Mark, you're super fit. So I know that when I'm picking the teams, I know that it's a team of kind of an equal ability, okay? But to make this work, you would need around maybe 10 people per team. Or what you could do is, and this is another thing that I've done as well, is instead of going for 12 repetitions per exercise, okay, let's say you've got a group of 5 and a group of 5, you just say, okay guys, 6 repetitions of each exercise for as many rounds as you can, and go, okay? And that makes the game would be a lot quicker, and they would get them 100 ticks in very quickly. And again, the team that complete the grid first, all 100 ticks wins. Losing team can complete a forfeit, okay? So what I've shared with you today is just 2 very simple examples of how you can just take a workout format and you can turn it into something fun, motivational, and something team-based. When I ran my bootcamp in the UK, it was called Sound Fitness Team Training, and the whole premise behind it was that yes, we do a tough workout, but we surround it with fun elements. So everything we did, to the warm-up, to the main component, to the finisher, there was always some type of fun element to keep people happy and keep people engaged. I never ran Facebook ads. I got most of my clients through word of mouth, a couple through flyers, but the vast majority of clients that I got, it was just people talking to the clients and saying, hey, there's this fitness class where you can actually go. It's result driven, but it's also fun. Oh, and by the way, we also work as a team. There's a lot of boot camp nowadays where 20 people will turn up to the boot camp. They will stand in one place or they'll run around. And what is really happening is they're really working individually. They're not working as a team, okay? So there we go, Epic Bootcamp Games Volume 1, it's only $30, and like I've showed you here, each game can be adapted for all the different body parts. So, for example, this game, you could create 500 different variations just by keep switching out all the exercises. I've put 2 really important bonuses. One's quickfire templates. I'm not sure how many there are. I think there are maybe 36 templates that you can just fill in with your exercises, and they're even bigger challenges that will take care of the main component of your class. And last but not least is in Epic Bootcamp Games Volume 1, there's a whole different selection of different timed games. So this one's 30 minutes, but it could easily be 15 minutes. You could cut this down to 15 minutes, okay? But they do range from 5 to 30 minutes, so 5, 10, some 15, but they're very, very adaptable as well. So again, doesn't have to be 30 minutes, doesn't have to be 7 exercises, okay? There you go. Well, that's it from me. Epic Bootcamp Games Volume 1, it ends on Sunday. And on Sunday, all the bonuses will be removed, but the biggest bonus that we're offering is unlimited updates. So every time we add a brand new game, you're going to get that for free, but that's only available until Sunday. So go and grab it, go and start using better drills and more enjoyable drills with your clients. And I'll promise you, if you do that, you're just going to retain your clients for a lot longer, okay? And you're going to have that word of mouth because you're using fun drills that your competitors, they won't be doing that. They'll just be getting the clients on the park, absolutely fragging them about, and that's how clients end up leaving. You have to have that fun element, and this solves that problem. So if you have any questions about Epic Bootcamp Games Volume 1, send me an email. I'm at my computer all day today. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, okay? Have a fantastic day. Happy New Year, and go and use these with your group. They'll love them. Bye-bye.